Hi there. So here's a statement for you. See how this makes you feel. Not challenging, that's an important word. Not challenging authority is an antiquated paradigm for success and productivity. Not challenging authority is an antiquated paradigm for success and productivity. Not challenging authority is an old way of thinking that you will get success and productivity. If you're a manager, if you are in charge of motivating people in your life, how comfortable are you with the question, why? And if you are triggered by the question why more than you're not triggered, you're likely living in a state of reaction and defense the majority of the time. And that is a stressful way to live. You know, I know, we all know, right? And it's likely that one of the following things are true in your world. You're the messenger. You receive a message and you're simply passing it on. And you're okay with it. It's fine with you. So why wouldn't others be fine with it? Number 2, you don't have time for why. Who has time? If you're a parent, you know what I mean? Who has time for why? I mean, you've got goals, you've got numbers to reach. Perhaps you're in a panic or a state of desperation because there's a gap. And here you are trying to close the gap, and you're trying to bring everyone on your team along with you, because why wouldn't they want to close the gap too? You're all in this together, right? And so you're barking orders, you're saying do this and do that, and people are resistant, right? But you don't have time. You don't have time for the why questions. Maybe that's your world. Or number 3, culture. You are in a culture that does not appreciate change. You are in a culture of this is the way we do things, this is how it's done, and you've tried to rock the boat, and that hasn't worked. So you're not going to try that again. So maybe one of those is true for you. And if one of those is true for you, it's likely that you are in a controlling environment, whether it's conscious or subconscious. That's likely your reality. And it's also, maybe you don't know what you want. Like you understand, yeah, success, I want that, productivity, I'm productive enough, but maybe it's because you don't know what you want. Maybe that's why you're uncomfortable with why. Maybe that's why you accept the things the way they are. Maybe that's why you don't have time for why. I know, I get it. You have KPIs, you have goals, you have numbers to reach. There is a reality to all of this, right? In the companies we work with and the environments we surround ourselves with. But if you're going home feeling exhausted every day, like you have nothing else to give, if you aren't able to entertain conversations with your team around why you choose what you do, then that's not okay, right? Like how we treat each other matters, how we reach our goals matter, how we motivate the people that are listening to us matter, and how you feel matters. And so if you're feeling exhausted and tired at the end of the day, it's likely because it's a product of the environment you're in. It's likely because you're in an environment that does not accept healthy challenges. It does not know how, or it doesn't want to. Yeah. It's why there's so much burnout in our industry today, right? It's why there's so much burnout in corporate America today. There's somebody talking over there by a warehouse. It's why, it's why 95% of people, according to Quora, tell us that people don't know the exact purpose. They don't have a reason for an exact purpose in their life. It's why the self-growth industry reached around 21 billion last year, and is poised to almost double that by 2032. It's also why the core values in your company aren't front and center. It's why there's a disconnect between your company's core values and how you actually do your day-to-day work. Because there's a disconnect between accepting healthy challenges and curiosity, and linking that to productivity and success rather than just doing what we're told. Yeah. And so the solution to all this, if you're curious, the solution to all this is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Challenging authority is not a bad thing. Do you need to hear that again? Like, challenging authority is not a bad thing. It's needed. It invokes curiosity, and curiosity leads to productivity, and productivity leads to success in a meaningful way. So the more comfortable we are with being uncomfortable, the more we open up ourselves to possibility and to opportunities that did not exist before. They literally were closed off. They were not available. And the more that you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, the more you open up yourself to possibility. The more you open up yourself to creative solutions that you didn't know exist, because your defense is down. So if this is something that is intriguing to you or hits a nerve, that's okay. Like, we're all there. Like, we're all in this state of being at certain times in our life. But if you are not comfortable with why, like maybe you weren't allowed to ask why as a kid, maybe you don't consider yourself a curious person, maybe you don't like to challenge authority, like, get curious about that. Like, why is that so? And why and how is it reflected all around you in your relationships, especially at work? Yeah, so if this is calling to you, meaning if it's striking a nerve or if you're curious about it, subscribe, because I'll be dropping content like this once a week. I'll be giving out tools and tricks and experiences for you to follow this journey with me, because I'm on it too. And if you're curious about how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, reach out. I'd love to help.